box is here. The long-awaited package has arrived. And if you guys just watched my previous getting fit video, I went to 3 different fitting places to get fit, and the clubs are here. So we're just gonna do a quick unboxing and then just kind of talk about the specs and go through it real quick. And then I kind of want to address some of the things that was in the comment section, because y'all kind of went in on the comment section on that previous video, and I just want to address a couple of things. So without further ado, first and foremost, let's open up this bad boy and see what we looking like. Love a good unboxing, tailor-made. This is the first time I actually got, a box of clubs in the mail. The last time I ordered clubs was just like I said in the previous video, they were just stock, and I was just kind of like right off the rack, and I just walked out of the store with them. But this one, we actually got a chance to see how TaylorMade packages their clubs, and it's pretty nice. Like I said, we ended up getting fitted. It was my first fitting experience. I left it to go get fit in 3 different places by 3 different fitters, and just to kind of look at the numbers, see what was going on, and see if anything matched up, or whatever the case may be. And we're going to get on that a little bit later in this video, talking a little bit more about the experience. But right off the bat, we have the clubs. Now these are, like I said, so it's a medium-sized grip. It's a KBS 130 stiff shaft, and this is the Tor C taper. You guys are wondering, it's C taper 130 X stiff Tor KBS shaft. And this one right here is the 6 iron. So look at that. These irons look so dope. Real big fan of the design of these bad boys. They feel really nice. And like I said, prior to me going to get fit for these clubs, and I know a lot of people in the comment section on our last video said that if you're going into a fitting, you should not kind of hint towards what type of set that you want. You should just go in and let's just say that, fit me into whatever works best for me. And I have an opinion on that. A lot of people in the comment section in the last video were making a lot of good points. But here's my thing. So there was one guy that said something. I don't remember what your name was, and I should pull it up, but he said that you shouldn't go into a fitting telling the fitter the clubs that you want to get fit into, or the brand that you want to get, whatever. I forget the exact quote that he said, but he's saying that when you're going into a fitting, you want to go in blind, tell the fitter that just you're wide open, 100% open to anything, just throw them at me. But then because he said something a little later in that same comment. If you want to stick to a certain brand, you can tell that fitter to play around with specs and heads and shaft and lie angle and all that good stuff to fit you into the proper. Let's say if you wanted to go TaylorMade, for example, go into the fitter and say I want to stick with the TaylorMade family, and then he can just kind of find a different, test out different TaylorMade heads, start playing with the shaft, weight, the lie angle, grip size, length, all that good stuff. But so it was a little bit of a contradiction to his first point in the comment, and basically saying, so I kind of came back and said, wouldn't you want to go in to a fitting kind of knowing at least the brand that you wanted to stick to, so you're spending less time hitting other clubs, and you want to stick to a certain brand. So once you get to let's say you want, like I said, let's say you want to go TaylorMade irons. Now you have the luxury of hitting the P790s, the 770s, the CB, whatever the case may be, and then you can start dialing in all the specifications to what you want or what you need to get fit into. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Y'all let me know in the comment section below, but I feel like that makes sense to me. So say, for example, if you go in and you wanted to, keep within a TaylorMade family, then you go in and you tell them that, and then you start finding a TaylorMade head to start fitting you into. Because I know a lot of people in the comment section, I was basically making the argument where the club head isn't really that. I mean, it's a big deal. I don't want to say that it's not a big deal, but the bigger deal is trying to find a shaft, a weight, the grip size, the lie angle, and all that different type of stuff and dial in your fitting. So with that being said, I think that the club head, for example, Like I said, I know it matters a little bit, but I don't think the club head matters as much as the other specifications. Like I said, your shaft. I think shaft is pretty much the biggest token. Shaft, the weight, the length, the grip size, the lie angle, and the club head is going to do what the club head does. Now, if there is a particular club that you're just not hitting well because it's like a player improvement iron or whatever have you, then the iron club head is going to make a big difference in your fitting. But if especially for you beginners out there, if you want to stick into a certain brand, there's nothing wrong with that. And I know nobody in the comments was really trying to make that argument that there's anything wrong with going with a certain brand or anything like that. But if you want to stick to a certain brand, there's nothing wrong with just saying that I want to stick with TaylorMade, or I want to, have a mixed bag, or so on and so forth. Especially when it comes to irons, you typically can't order a mixed bag of irons. I mean, later on you can kind of pick and choose and try to like build different sets, but typically if you go into a fitting and they order you a set of irons, it's typically all going to be within the same brand. Now you can start deviating and go a different brand with your wedges and a different brand with your hybrid, woods, and driver. That's one thing. But with your irons, you kind of want to, stick with the same brand as far as just, your club makeup. And just to guys let you know, I got pitching wedge through 4-iron. The first time I ordered a set of clubs, I didn't have the 4-iron, and I kind of regretted that. Because as I started to develop, I started to realize that I hit irons a little bit better than the hybrid sometimes. So it's just kind of nice just to have that extra flexibility. And 4-iron is typically going to be like my, I don't know, what is that, like 215-ish club, 210, 215. And the hybrid typically goes about 230, something in that ballpark. So my last set, I had a huge gap between my 5-iron and my hybrid, and it just took me a really, really long time to try to close that gap. I was trying to find a 4-iron online somewhere from a used set, but never really pulled the trigger, so I just figured I waited until I got a brand new set. So now that time is here, we made sure that we picked up a 4-iron. Here's the last club. This is the 4-iron. Speak of the devil. Yeah, just going through this whole unboxing experience, and there was a couple other points that people were making within that in that comment section of the last video. So if you guys haven't saw that last video, make sure you go watch that after you watch this video, and get in the comment section and share your thoughts on the fitting experience. Because mind you guys, like, I know a lot of people were trying to tell me different things about the club fitting experience, and I went about doing some of the wrong things and blah 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 blah. And I understand that the information that I was given wasn't the best, which is why I wanted to get online and put that video out there so other people that is in my same situation and circumstance that is not really too knowledgeable about the game and trying to just figure it out and trying to go and do and try to figure out, get something that's going to be suitable to them is going to be sometimes it's a little difficult, because you just don't know what you're getting yourself into when you're going into these fittings. You're not really knowing how things work, so you're just going wide-eyed and you don't really know what you're looking for. You don't know what to pay attention to. So just to kind of give people that are beginners like myself a little bit of perspective on that. So that's why I elected to share that information online, and why I also elected to do the 3 different fittings, just to try to get as much information from different people as I possibly can. And lo and behold, I didn't know that video was going to blow up on YouTube, where as far as like you guys commenting and sharing your thoughts, first of all, I appreciate that. So when you guys are getting in the comment section and you guys are telling me different things about your experience and your knowledge, that helps me out a lot, just because I'm able to gain further knowledge from you guys in the comment section. Whether you guys are right or wrong, it's always a debate. It's up for discussion. But it's just always cool hearing different perspectives from different golfers. So say that to say, if you are a beginner golfer and you just stumbled across this video and you're also in that ballpark of not knowing what to do and how to go about things, I highly encourage you guys to watch my last video and get in the comment section and just read through some of those comments, and maybe even chime in and ask some of the people in there some advice and some questions. Hopefully they don't they're nice enough to just give you the answers without, you know, trying to treat everybody as if they may need to know everything, because, you know, some of us are out here beginners. Like I said, I'm only 3 years in. I don't pretend to act like I know it all, because clearly I don't. And yeah, but all in all, irons came in. These things are very nice, beautiful looking irons. Golf Pride grips, which these are kind of different from the wedges that I got. So the wedges had came in, I don't know, about a week, 2 weeks ago, prior to this box showing up at my house. And I had the ability to go out and test some of these wedges. And this is the, you know, KBS tour shaft, and a 130 gram for my wedges. I know a lot of people in the comment section was saying 130 is way too heavy for your wedge makeup, and you should probably went with something a little lighter, maybe like 115, 120. I don't know, but I'm gonna, now that I have that knowledge in mind, I'm gonna go test these out a little bit more and see, you know, if I should make the switch back to, you know, a lighter shaft. But just looking at these two shafts from the wedges and the irons, these shafts are different though. So this is, on the irons, this is a KBS, it says KBS Tour FST C taper 130 X stiff shaft. And the finish on this thing is actually kind of nice. It's not necessarily steel. I don't know what this is. This like aluminum or like, I don't know what that is, but it's not steel like these. So if you guys look at the difference, I don't know if you guys can tell with the camera, but this is like a shiny finish with the wedges. And this is more like a matte brush finish with the irons. Let me know in the comment section what that means. I'm not really sure. I wasn't expecting that, but clearly these are two different shafts now. And yeah, I don't know. But in terms of the grips, backtrack, just to give you guys perspective, I ordered everything from different places, right? So the wedges and the wood and the hybrid, what I have here, the wedges, the wood and the hybrid, 3 wood and the hybrid, I ordered from Roger Dunn. The irons, when I went and got fitted at Golf Tech, I just, you know, was anxious and was excited, and I just kind of bit the bullet and I ordered my set right then and there. So I ordered through Golf Tech, and Golf Tech took about, I want to say about 2.5 weeks for them to get here. The guy said it was because they didn't have the 9 iron in stock, which was, I thought was kind of crazy. Of all clubs, you don't have the 9 iron. I thought that was weird. But when I ordered from Roger Dunn, these things showed up and they came within like 3 days, super quick. So I don't even know where I was going with it. Oh, that's where I was going with it. So when I ordered the wedges from Roger Dunn, they came with these tailor-made grips, and it's a little slight different feel from these Golf Prides. And I actually kind of prefer the tailor-made ones a little better. So I'm wondering if I can just go get those exchanged and get them changed out. That's going to be something that I would have to look into. But the tailor-made ones are a regular size grip, but they just had added 4 tapes to build them up to a mid-size. And then the Golf Pride ones came in the mid-size. So these actually say mid-size on the bottom, so I don't think they added any extra tape on that. But they do feel nice. Maybe I just keep them because they actually do kind of feel nice. I don't mind them, but I like a different type of grip anyway, so I might even change all of these out in the near future anyways. We'll see what happens, but yeah, that's the clubs. That's the unboxing. Show you guys hybrid and the driver. So this is the hybrid. So there's the hybrid right there. I don't know if that's going to focus or not because it's just getting on my face, but hybrid, really, really nice. And like I said, we got the hazardous, it's a hazardous 90 gram low spin 6.5 optimized carbon shaft. Now it's pretty nice. I like the matted look. It's very cool. I think this is a 90 gram. I believe it's an X stiff, and I have that same exact shaft in the 3 wood. Again, both of them are QI 35. The 3 wood is a Tour 3 wood. See if that focuses. Is it gonna focus? There we go. So that's the Tor 3 wood, and same exact shaft, but actually no, it's not the same exact shaft. So the hybrid was in a 90 gram shaft, and the 3 wood is going to be a 70 gram, 6.5, 2.9 degree, low spin, X stiff, hazardous shaft. Same material though, same shaft. It's the black, hazardous black, and that is the club makeup. And obviously, I kind of already told you guys I had this. I've had this for a while because my my stealth busted. I busted the carbon face on that thing, but I've had the QI 35 for a while now. So that thing is the low spin, and the shaft that I have on this is a UST Mamiya Link Q white shaft. It's a 75 gram, I believe. 70 gram, 75 gram, something like that. It is an X stiff. I think it is extended by a ½ inch, but I think I might change that and just go get this thing shrunken down to a regular size, because I was talking to one of my boys and they were like, when you're talking to a driver, you don't really need it to be stupid long. At least that's what he said. Let me know in the comment section if we got that right. But thinking about changing that, like I said, it is a 9 degree driver. Right now it's set to higher. I'm not sure why I did that. Probably gonna set it back to standard. But 9 degree because I do create a ton of spin when I hit the ball. So less spin, hopefully like a more piercing ball flight is kind of what I like, trying to keep that thing lower rather than higher, so I can kind of maximize my distance, because when I hit the ball super high, spins, I lose a ton of distance, and then my drives usually only go about 175. No, 175. 275. But again, I don't mind it. 250, 260, 270 in the fairway, I'll take that all day long, rather than like bombing at 290, 300, and you don't really know where it's going. So that's one of the things that I've been kind of focusing on in my golf game over the past, couple months, is trying to dial back, trying to overpower the ball and trying to just get it as far as possible, and then rather just trying to focus on trajectory and, obviously accuracy, and not necessarily being too concerned about distance, because you can always club up, in my opinion. So yeah, man, that is the unboxing, and shout outs to the Black Panther driver head cover. Love this thing. This always gets a ton of attention. This thing is sweet. But yeah, I'll probably make another video going over more of what we were talking about in the last video, in terms of people in the comment section giving advice and whatnot. And like I said, this channel is more or less just going to be about transparency, right? So I'm a beginner golfer. I'm not going to pretend like I know it all, because I don't. But the more information that I get, I want to come on here and share it, just to help out other people that are in the same boat as me, and I'm just trying to learn a game from other people, and not necessarily have enough money to go out and necessarily get lessons and waste a bunch of money on that. No, not waste a bunch of money, but spending a bunch of money on lessons and trying to just maximize them out, going out and playing and things of that nature. So that's pretty much what this channel is going to be about moving forward, man. Because like I said, there's some friends of mine that are just now getting into the game of golf, and they always ask me a bunch of questions like as if I know it all, and I never claim to. But the information that I get from you guys on here that are in the comment section, and the information I get out from my other people when I'm out golfing and things of that nature, I soak it all in, and we just try to take everything little by little, and you just start to pick up on little things here and there. So, and that's how basically I was able to take myself from, just barely starting off playing, and then within 3 years I was able to break 80, which I don't know if that's fast, I don't know if that's slow, but it's a good pace for me. 3 years, broke 80, and while I was in Thailand, which is pretty cool. And so I wouldn't say that I'm good. I'm okay. I'm probably slightly below average at this point. Yeah, man. For the most part, we're just out here having fun. Just picking up this new game, and just trying to learn as much about it as possible. But yeah, that's it for me. I thank you guys for watching the videos. Thank you guys for commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. But yeah, man, if you want more stuff like this, if you want to follow the journey, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing more of these talking head videos, just because it is getting harder and harder to get out and play, because I have, a 9-to-5 job, and I don't necessarily a 9-to-5 job. I have a job, and work gets really busy to the point where it takes me away from doing the stuff that I want to do. But like I said, if you guys want to continue to rock with the channel, make sure you subscribe to this thing. Like this video, hit me up in the comment section, let me know what you guys thought, and go back to that last video too, and get back in the comments and keep teaching me some things. And yeah, we're gonna be hopefully taking these clubs out. We're here real soon, and we're gonna be testing these things out. And I'm gonna try to bring you guys along on that journey and just share my experience with the new clubs, how they're feeling, how they're rocking, and all that, this, that, and the third. So stay tuned. And until next time, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.